Morning everyone, welcome back to David at Go Toys. This morning I want to talk about what can we do about replacing government. Well, we could all go on strike, but that would cause us significant hardship. And most of us live week to week. We are on such poor wages that we could not sustain ourselves and the government wouldn't pay us because you did it to yourself, they would say. So we're in catch-22. We are being controlled by the government. We are controlled by companies. These companies and possibly their management are Freemasons, which is linked to the government, to the police, to the media. It's a big spider's web, and I just feel that we are being taken for a ride. The way I see it's this, right? We need a person with integrity, honour and respect. I know of a bloke, his name's Ant Middleton. I feel that he's not a politician, he's an ex-serviceman, right? And he has got the right understanding, the right thoughts, the right charisma, the right attitude to serve his country in a different way. He could become the next Prime Minister, right? Why do I say this? It's because he's got a thinking head on his shoulders. He thinks before he does something. He weighs up, he analyses it. Not like this government we've got at the moment. We've got like a government with a load of headless chickens running around doing this, doing that, don't know where they're coming or going, right? We need someone in charge, and then he needs to pick his MPs for his cabinet, right? But you need people with honour, respect, and above all else, puts their country first. And I'm going to swear, and not like the shower of shit we've got at the moment, because they are a bloody disgrace. We have been led down the garden path, we've been shit on from a great height, and I'll tell you what, we're sick of it. And we need the government to either be ousted, overthrown, and put into power a government that will do the job and respect the people. We need a government or body of power, right? A person like Ant Middleton to say, we will take charge of this country, we will put it back on its feet, we will show the country, right, that we will mean business. We will be, what's the word I'm looking for? Bear with. Sorry about that. A country that is worth dying for. A country, a people, and a society that thinks about its country and its fellow human beings. Not what we got. We have got a country which is in turmoil. We've got a country which is basically falling apart at seams. You've seen it, I've seen it. Right? We've got every crime in the book being committed. We've got no police policing the streets or the roads. There's not enough police officers, and it is totally not fit for purpose, this police service. We've got a government which at the moment is disillusioned and in betrayal. And I don't know about you, but I'm almost like at a point of giving up hope, because we don't need a government that is going to do this to us, which we are being done to now. Oh, sorry, I've got a really itchy nose. I feel that we need a person in government that's going to lead this country and lead it with, what's the word I'm looking for? The right attitude. And when you see these government prime ministers and you see the MPs where they can have a second job and earn millions of pounds besides what the taxpayers paying for their wages as an MP, that's wrong. What gets me is that they got caught fiddling, right? It was a big hoo-ha. And I just thought that should have never happened. That is a betrayal of trust, right? All those MPs, I don't know the full story behind it, should have been sacked, right? Not being able to hold office employed by the public. But it's a very dirty game being a politician because they've made it like this. It's just like the councils, right? Councils have their own way of doing things, very much like government. Waste money, think about the consequences later. And it's the council's mindset. And my attitude is you put people first. People and people's lives are the most important thing, right? Without the people in this country, we wouldn't have a country. We wouldn't have a business. You wouldn't have the food on the table. You wouldn't get anyone to do anything unless it was for the people. We haven't got a nation full of robots. We've got a country full of people with feelings. But all we're treated as a commodity. And we're treated as second-class citizens. We're taxed up to the hilt. We're treated unfairly. And law and order, that's another joke, isn't it? When you got a prime minister favours the guilty and gives them representation, and it's so wrong. You would have thought that a prime minister would have the innocent people's best interests, but no, he favours the guilty. Is that screwed up or what? Right? Because if you've, I'm not all I'm going to say. If you've been committed, if you committed an offence and you've got done for murder, and you've been sent to death row, or you've been sent to, readily waiting execution, and then you get a barrister comes to your country and gets you off the hook. No, you deserve those type of people that kill someone. I believe in eye for an eye. Perhaps if we had, more, what's the word? A more draconian punishment for crime, then we'd have a better society. It's because we're too soft on people. And it comes back down to control, isn't it? I think there's got to be some level of control in society. Otherwise, it'll just run amok. But when you've got discipline, when you've got moral understanding, when you've got good ethics and good principles, I just feel you're going the right way. But I find that councils and government have just gone so far off the beaten track, there's no way they're going to get back on the rails. Because they're in their little brains. They're thinking, where's the next money coming from? Where's the next money coming from? It's all about money, tax. Not only that, how much can we earn on that? Yeah. So I can't hold the government with integrity. I can't hold the government for honesty. and putting people first. Because if we did, we wouldn't be in this mess now. And we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's because we are in that mess and we're up the river without a paddle. And you think to yourself, what do we do? So the answer is, we need someone that's going to represent England. We need a government with perhaps people with integrity and people that have got the right attitude, the right moral and ethical principles that they can put this country back to where it was, reset this country. And the problem is at the moment, we're not resetting. The Labour Party has not changed this country. It is screwing this country. It is holding us all prisoner. And what happens when you're in prison? You learn nasty tricks, you talk different things, you drugs and everything like that. It's just like we've got a country of prisoners, and that's how the government is treating us. That's how it makes me feel, that I'm a criminal. You're not a free man. You're controlled by the taxes. You're controlled because the life you've got to live, you've got to work to earn the money. And when you do earn that money, you've got to pay it back to the government because it's not yours. Part of that's the government's. You've got to keep the country going. Why do you have to keep the country going? Because there's no other system at the moment to basically make the country and give the people what they need. Is because people have been brought up, the draconian system they've got of controlling people by taxes, and it is just, I don't want to use the words time for a change, but we need something which is more modern, more fair, and to abolish taxes. And you might think to yourself, David, you're talking crap. No, the reason why I'm not talking crap, look what he's done. Look what taxes have done. Okay, you're paying for the National Health Service, you're paying for the army, you're paying for everything else, all right? But instead of taxing people, right, I'm not that brainy. All I'm saying is I can see that the system's flawed, right? There's got to be a better way of providing for people, providing for the country, right? And the people that live in it. And the problem we have, and I'll come back to it again, is people have got to understand that if we didn't have taxes and we didn't have people that want more than other people, it's just greed, okay? But if we was all treated as equal, right, instead of being taxed, right, you get people that would earn money, right? I don't know, perhaps I'm surmising here, but I'm just trying to get at, and that is we need a better system than what we got. It is so out of date, so draconian, the system of earning money and taxes. We need something modern. We need something to change people in the respect that we need a massive change in attitude. And it's just like, what they're trying to do to this country in respect of like electric cars. No one wanted electric cars, and I can see the benefits, but I can also see the downside of things, like lithium-ion batteries. They're so difficult to put out. They are potentially a very hazardous material. And there's a danger of driving a car. If you have a crash with a lithium-ion battery, the car could get electrocuted. The cars could become alive. As soon as you step out of the car, you get electrocuted. Possibilities. Or if not that, it can catch fire. But there's no statistics saying that the lithium-ion battery are more inflammable than a normal car, because they're still a vehicle at the end of the day. But we'll tend to digress in a bit. But what I'm just saying is this, right? It's about putting people first. It's about treating people with respect. And the problem we have, but I'll put it in another video, and that's people you're dealing with. That is the biggest problem. Hopefully, in my next video, when I talk about people, we'll try and understand the problems we'll have, and then you will make your own judgment to what we should do and what we shouldn't do. Is my suggestions better than others? I don't know. We need some more clever people. We need people like Ant Middleton that will put this country back on its feet. I'll be interested to see what you think, because obviously at the moment the government's broken, the system's broken, and we're being shafted, aren't we? So we need to have a complete abolishment of government, I think, is the answer, and have someone like Ant Middleton as the President of the United Kingdom, because that's what we need. That's what we could do with. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Please leave a comment down below, and please subscribe to the channel. The more people you put my teeth back, the more people subscribe, the more videos like this you get to see. Is it good? Yeah, because it highlights how bad the system is in this country, how draconian the tax system is, and if we could all live happily, we'd be a lot better off, wouldn't we? So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. We'll see you soon.